You don't just do tornadoes. You do a lot of other things as well. I mean, we won't even get into your amazing musical career, for example, but
Good. That's
you,
boring.
but you actually discovered a new phenomenon. It was, a green ghost, which I guess a transient upper atmospheric electrical discharge or something like that, which to me sounded a little spooky at first, but it actually makes a whole lot of sense. And you've got photographic evidence of it. So tell us a little bit about how you got into that.
Yeah, thank you. So in 1989, some guy in Minnesota pointing a camera, a high sensitive camera at the sky, accidentally caught something called what they called a red sprite. Of course, it was black and white on the camera. We didn't know it was red. Then I think the same year, the from space, I guess it would have been, was it the space shuttle, or we didn't have the space station in 89, did we?
That was
Yeah. So I guess it was the space shuttle got shots of a sprite from space. And so it's like, oh my gosh, we've got this new thing that we just discovered. And so so basically we call them TLEs, transient luminous events. And they're these large scale discharges that happen above thunderstorms. So, what is the ISS is about? What is that? 300 kilometers up?
It goes somewhere between there and 415. Yeah. It's bouncing.
Right. So in the auroras, you would think of around 100 to 300 or 400, I guess kilometers. So the sprites are down about 80, 90 kilometers. So, very high above the thunderstorm. You're still, in the stratosphere. And so you've got all these different colors. They're beautiful. They're reds and they're blue. And then a disclaimer, they're a lot dimmer than what you see in the photos. So you can see them with the naked eye, but they're like the auroras, they're not nearly as vibrant as how my camera presents them. And so I just wanted to capture those. They're just so beautiful. And after years and years of chasing them, one day I was like, hey, there's a little green afterglow after two of my red sprites. Has anybody ever seen this before? And everybody's like, no, that's not a thing. That's a camera sensor artifact. And I was just going, oh boy, because I knew it wasn't. You could just tell by its behavior. It had structure, the way it dissipated. And it turns out that me and a colleague that I work, a friend, we're kind of a team together. We discovered them. I captured the first two, and then he solidified the skepticism or killed the skepticism by getting several after that. He knows more about the physics of these things. And so he came up with a hypothesis that it was the oxygen being excited, which basically the oxygen in the atmosphere emits green at that pressure. And so we called them ghosts.
So I guess you have to have special positioning and conditions for those things. I mean, because if you're around a system that has an awful lot of high clouds and you just can't see, you have to be able to see the top of the thunderstorm. And that means you have to be at a distance, and then you're zooming in on the top of the thunderstorm. And I guess you're just taking pictures as fast as you can because it's transient, right?
Right.
Okay. Thank goodness for the digital camera, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, thank goodness. The Fujichrome was getting expensive.
So are there other gaps in the literature that, things that are theorized that you're actually trying to chase? Or that was sort of a voyage. I mean, that was a discovery that was serendipitous.
So with the TLEs, I've done some outreach with NASA, and there's some other scientists that are really interested because we call the ionosphere, they also call it the ignorosphere, which is kind of lame, a joke, but because we know so little about it, it's too high for balloons and it's too low for this or whatever. And so any information we can get about this part of the atmosphere is good. So perhaps the green ghosts are shedding light. I think people were surprised that the oxygen was exciting at that level. That was like, some of the scientists were like, wow, I wasn't thinking oxygen would excite at that level. So that's some side projects, collaborations that I've done. And then another one that I'm doing tethers right into your last question is right now I'm kind of, assisting Dr. Walt Lyons, who's trying to gather data about ball light. And so ball lightning is this it's reported as a luminous orb that floats through your house, and, a self-contained lightning ball and it passes through walls and windows. And there's been reports that go back hundreds of years, but it's all anecdotal. And so I'm the skeptic who's saying, look, we've got these storms surrounded by cameras. I mean, any storm, if I get a picture of something, I'm thinking, oh, I got a great shot. And then 12 other people post a better shot of the exact same phenomenon. That's my work.
Mm-hmm.
Why is nobody getting high resolution pictures of ball lightning? All the ball lightning video that we're examining are low resolution. It's the 1 pixel, that's moving odd. It's that. So I'm very skeptical that it doesn't exist. But I also have all the field experience where the scientists have all the keyboard and math experience. So they send me the video and say, what do you think? And I'm like, and then we'll narrow it down like, that's cottonwood. That's cottonwood seed flying by. It's just low resolution. That's what that is. And then, so I sent him a bunch of high resolution footage of cottonwood flying by that I've got. So that's another little collaboration that'll work.